We're back with Bill Chee, President and CEO of Prudential Locations, LLC. So for businesses that are doing really well at a location, sometimes they think about franchising. How has this worked for you? I mean, I know that different industries could, have different results. But for you folks, how has it benefited you to franchise and have different locations so that it could be up and running, not just one?
Well, it's this branding concept that everybody talks about. When you see a Prudential sign, you notice the Prudential sign first, and second, the next name. So as we do in Maui, there are 3 different Prudential firms. But when the consumer goes by, he sees a Prudential sign. So he thinks it's all one firm, and he happens to look at the firm, and then he calls that firm. So he views Prudential as being bigger than it is, for example, on Maui. So it's this branding thing. I mean, if I'm making hamburgers, but I don't have a McDonald's arch under me, I sell less hamburgers because there's less recognition.
How about some hard times that you guys have had to go through? Can you give us some learning lessons from that and maybe how we can apply some of the principles?
I've tried to block those from my memory. I can tell you that we've seen 3 down markets or 4 down markets since we've been in business. Good realtors are made in bad times. I mean, that's one of our favorite sayings. And that what takes place is that you have to make certain that you're constantly thinking about the customer first. And when you do that, it comes back and returns it multiple fold back when the market gets better. So if you just keep your mind to the task, meaning you're keying in on that individual, that homeowner that had to sell it, that homeowner who has to buy into something, and making sure that you keep their interest, take their interest to heart, it's going to come back and take care of you. And they actually, my business works a lot of word of mouth. I mean, people are making $500,000 investments. They don't normally walk off the street and say, "Chee, why don't you represent me because I think you're a neat guy." There are some people that are doing that because the market has changed and discounting is here, and so some people are thinking about, I can get a guy to sell my house for $1,000. We kind of think that you should examine that a little because we actually can offer you $1,000 too, because we don't want to turn down the market of collecting money and not doing anything, because that sounds like a pretty good deal as well. So we're trying to customize what our services are to the needs of the consumer, which are changing, by the way.
How do you avoid the thought of, I don't know, when I think of real estate agent, I guess I get worried because some people get into it and then they're out of it, and some people succeed, some people don't. And it's not like a car salesman,
Yeah.
but it is sales. And, you're dealing with a lot of people's big investments.
Well, that's the fact of the business. I mean, I don't think it's an unwarranted reputation. As I said, first of all, 40% of the people in the real estate business hasn't even made a sale. I mean, if you're going for heart surgery and the guy says, "Gee, this is my first one. I'm so excited. Why don't you lie down and relax?" It's not going to happen. So I think that's one of those things that's so important in your life you have to check out. I mean, ask your father, ask your friends, ask people who've gone through it is really the way to look at it. I don't believe that it's one of those things you look up in the yellow pages, or you look at an ad, or you look at a discount for the week, or you got 10% off, or I'll give you a Big Mac if you buy a house. I really think it's serious business. And you got to think that it's like $600,000. I mean, let's treat it that way. So you really have to take due care in doing it. I mean, if you think about what you're doing, you have to get somebody who's experienced, or have to deal with somebody or firm that's been experienced. Those things really count. I am actually shocked that people will take more care, in buying a dress than they would hiring a realtor. No, I know dresses make you look pretty and everything else, but I think it should be an important decision, just as you would for a physician or an attorney to represent you. Or I think those are important decisions in life.
So in your opinion, in your career, you've seen thousands of realtors.
I've hired thousands of realtors.
Right. What is it that makes the best realtors the best?
Yeah. I think it's that relationship between the client. And, if you think about it, they've formulated a real estate relationship with this person. I'm not talking about just the friendship. I'm talking about a relationship that involves real estate. So it's like having a medical relationship with your physician. When something goes wrong, you call him and you ask him medical questions, and you're comfortable in asking them, and he knows what your history is, and you can converse in a way that you're comfortable so you can express your needs. That's the same thing that makes it for a good realtor. A good realtor is someone that someone feels comfortable in calling. It's not someone pestering you all the time. And that's what we've gone to more having our customers access our own databases so that they can comfortably come in and look at things even without our knowledge, and to share with us the data that we have access to.
Thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned for more on Greater Good Radio.